folks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natasha and I do book things here. Today's video is another video for Tag Tuesday. I know I've been lacking in them a little bit lately, but I've been busy. Today I had to do this one because it's the meme book tag. And there's a few things in my life that bring me more joy than memes, so I had to do this. I'm surprised I didn't come up with this myself. This was created by Dylan and Sajid, and I saw this and was like, yeah, I have to do this. First one is Crying Kim Kardashian, a book that made you cry. The book that made me cry the most recently is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know, man, I was just in the mood for this, and it just talks about a woman like losing her husband, dealing with that, has a new guy in her life, her husband is not dead. I cried a fucking lot. I cried for like 3 hours when I read this. Like snot was pouring out of my face, so. Second meme is Salt Bae, however he does that, Salt Bae, is a book that needed a little something more. For that, I'm going with Bird Box by Josh Malerman. I liked this, and if you've read this, you know sort of how the ending happened and I guess the twist, but I feel like the ending was really rushed and I wanted more from the ending. Like, it was alright, I kind of accepted it, wrapped it up and went, okay, fine, but I want more from it, and I'm excited about the movie adaptation, but I really hope in a way that they stray away from the book a little bit and put a little bit more into the movie adaptation. So this could have used a little more seasoning. So number 3 is Guy Thinking, and a book that made you think. For that, I went with a non-fiction. That is The Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematory by Caitlin Doherty. Doherty? I never know how to pronounce that last name. It's just, I'm dumb. Talks about working in a crematory, what happens to your body after death when it's being cremated. There are a lot of things in this that I read and went, ugh, and it just sort of never left me. And it's just knowledge that I have now, and knowledge that when I feel like giving somebody a feeling like, ugh, is what I tell them that I read in this book. So this definitely made me think. It made me just learn a lot of stuff, like, you know, sometimes dead bodies have moss growing on them. Interesting. The various shades of dead bodies, the fact that they have to throw the babies in all at once, the fact that they have to sort of crush people's skulls when they cremate them. It's all fascinating stuff, and I learned a lot. It made me think a lot. It made me think a lot actually when I was walking. I read this and then immediately went to the catacombs in Paris, and it made me think so much about what it means to be human and the bones around me, and they were all human, and your girl got real deep in them catacombs, okay? Sort of hit me more than I thought it would. Anyway, it's all sort of in part of this book because I was still thinking about different things that I learned about in this. So yeah, this is a good book if you're a creepy person like me and want to learn more creepy things. So number 4 is Confused Guy, a book whose hype you don't understand. Now, I might get a lot of hate for this, because I do like parts of this book, but I still to this day don't really fully truly understand the hype, and I don't understand the hype around her second book. Don't hurt me. Don't come for me. Okay? Okay? Because I actually used one of these poems, that's a little tidbit, I actually used one of these poems in my wedding, so it's not that I don't like this book, I don't understand why it's so hyped. That is Milk and Honey. That's all that needs to really be said about it. I thought I liked this style of poetry, and I'm kind of realizing that it gets made fun of quite a bit, and maybe for a good reason. I don't know, like, I can appreciate modern poetry, I just don't think it's for me, and so I don't really see the hype around it, although there are some poems that I really like in this. I'm just gonna leave that there. Number 5 is Evil Patrick, a guilty pleasure read, whatever you consider guilty pleasure to mean. I'm pretty open and not really like shamed by the books I read. I don't really care, like, who cares? But one that I sort of like think that a lot of people, I don't know, one that I feel I guess is sort of a guilty pleasure read, that is Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. This is my favorite road trip novel and one of my favorite books. This is one of the few books I have actually reread because I like it so much. I just feel like this book gets a little bit of slack or a little bit of hate or whatever for being just sort of like cutesy and blah blah blah. Whatever. I like it. I think it's enjoyable. I like this book. Eat my ass. Number 6 is Meryl Streep, a book that you're always hyping up. Yeah! So a book that I always hype up, for good reason. I like it, so you all should read it. That is Dress Codes for Small Towns by Courtney Stevens. I just like this book. I like it a lot. Y'all should read it. Read it. Number 7 is Successful Baby. A book, whether you liked it or not, that you felt accomplished after reading. I think it's no surprise to anyone that me finishing The Stand was probably my biggest accomplishment. This book was gigantic. It took me a full 22 days daily to read. You know, I obviously gave myself chunks to read, but it still felt like a huge accomplishment to finish it, and I'm pretty damn proud of myself. Number 8 is Pennywise, one of my favorite memes. I love this meme. A book with a promising concept or high expectations but ultimately let you down. Now I think there's like a real nice like meaning to this, because it's like, you know, Pennywise is like, they all float here, so it's like you let them up and then he sucks you down into the gutters. I don't know, I liked it. If Dylan, if you were that creative when you thought of this, props. So a book that I picked that ultimately let me down, that I had moderately high expectations for, was The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. It's not that I hated this book by any means, it's just I did really want more from it. I thought that this would be more of a like intense thriller, more of like a home invasion kind of thing, when in actuality it's more of like a slow burn psychological thriller kind of thing. I didn't mind the ending, I didn't mind how it wrapped up. I saw the ending sort of coming. Also, if you've read this book, they never really tell you what happened to the cat. So what the fuck, man? I read this whole book, got very attached to the cat, and then there was no sort of like, oh, and the cat's happy now as well. So thanks a lot, book. That cat better be okay. Number 9 is Headphones Guy, which for some reason I can't picture that meme. I don't know why. Headphones Guy is a audiobook that you enjoyed. I read the audiobook for The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, and that was really the first audiobook that I felt hooked to, that I felt compelled to keep listening, that I wanted to stop whatever I was doing and stop my physical books and go read the audiobooks. Typically audiobooks for me are sort of like a, I don't want to say an afterthought, but just sort of like, oh, I'm on the bus and I can't read my physical books because it makes me sick, so I'll read an audiobook. Whereas this one, I literally just remember laying in bed and listening for like 5 hours to this book because I liked the story and the storytelling so much. Also, the Diviners series on audiobook is amazing as well, so I do suggest those. So number 10 is Distracted Guy. 2 books, one you've been neglecting on your TBR for a long time, and a new one that's distracting you and piquing your interest. Alright, so the one that I still haven't read this and I'm like mad at myself about it, but whatever. I have yet to read S by J.J. Abrams. This is, to this day, still the most expensive book I bought. This was $52. And I have yet to read it, and I was so excited, and I mentioned it before, but this was going to be the first book I read in 2018, and I have not read it yet, and I hate myself. That needs to happen soon. The book that is distracting me from reading that is like most of them, but also I just picked up the second book in a series that is A Closed and Common, why can I say this? A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. The second book in the Long Way to a Small Angry Planet kind of series, whatever. I'm just so compelled to read this right now, and it's probably going to be my next 3 reads or something, and yeah, so I picked this up with the intention of reading it right away, and that's what I want to do. So number 11 is Cash Me Outside Girl. How about that? A book that tries to be something that it's not. Pretentious, didn't live up to what it was marketed as, etc. First of all, Cash Me Outside Girl absolutely lived up to her potential. Aspiring rap career, into it. Habit. I love that girl. I don't even care. I don't even care. Judge me. She's making money. Fucking do you, boo. You have more money than your fucking bank account than I do, so do you, little bitch. Is just one that I felt was trying so hard to be a thriller and thrilling. Most of the characters are fucking stupid. That is In a Dark Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. This book, I like the idea of it. I like the idea of going to the woods with these people, blah blah blah, but at so many points in this book I was screaming at the main character for how fucking stupid she was. Like, she could have just gotten in her car and left at any moment. You know, she just bitches about how she doesn't want to be there. It's like, you're a grown woman, fucking leave this situation that you don't want to be in. Yeah, so I don't know, it just felt very much like like it could be a movie and a screenplay more than it could be a book. So I feel like it, not necessarily pretentious, but just it should have been a screenplay instead of a book. So yeah. And then number 12 is how many unread books do you own? And I have all the ones in here. So when I started, it was about, I don't know, 130. I probably have added another 20 to that. So my good healthy guess, at maximum 160. I think it's probably less than that, but it could be like 150, 160. And yeah, that's sad. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. And then at number 13 is bonus. Pick a meme that wasn't featured in this tag and pair a book with it. So my favorite meme that's going around right now is the American Chopper meme where they're arguing with each other, because I remember watching that trash on TV. Because I'm trash and I love it. And so my question, I guess, for that meme is, what book made you want to throw a chair across the room? So for me, I love having this book and just using it as an excuse to talk about it. Hot Pterodactyl Boyfriend by Alan Cuban. This is the worst book that I've ever read, that exists, ever. And this made me so angry, I not only want to throw a chair across the room, I'm going to throw it across the room. I broke something, maybe. Maybe the book, I don't care. So that is the meme tag. I do hope you guys like this. This was probably my favorite tag, and every time I watch it, I laugh and laugh and laugh. I think it's so fun. Memes are just so enjoyable. I don't know. I'm part of meme culture. I just love it. Hopefully you guys like this video. Please feel free to do it if you haven't done it. Please just like do it. I want to see Chelsea do it. I want to see Julie do it. Like anyone who hasn't done it yet, just do it. And until my next video, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye!